All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the world. This is Pastor Val. I receive a lot of correspondence through private messaging, comments, emails about what we should do. Now, the first thing that I like to give you direction is, number one, go back and look at some of the previous videos that I've done. There's much information and power-packed information, and it gives you direction. And many of the questions that you ask, I've already done answered again and again and again. But I'm going to make this video an attempt here to try to help those of you who are just coming in new to find out what's going on and what we need to be doing. Now, I'm getting ready to go to South Carolina for a meeting here in Greenville, South Carolina this Sabbath, what you call Saturday. I'm going to meet quite a few new people I've never met before, and I hope that some way, somehow, that I'm able to help them as much as I can. But it's all predicated upon your action and not inaction. It's all predicated upon you taking action and not just continually being led by the school of thoughts that you've learned over the years. So I'm going to try another direction attempt here. Again, number one, get out of all of your Christian churches. They don't mean you any good. They never have meant you any good. It's all a lie. It's all a facade and a fairy tale. That's number one. And the reason why I say that is because, John 8:32 says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." You follow me? And that's one thing about truth. So anything that is a lie, I don't care how much of a lie that it is. It can only have 1% of a lie. It's still a lie, and it constitutes a lie. I'm a pastor, and so I believe emphatically in the scriptures, but I don't believe some of the words that are sitting here in front of us. So what I have to do is I have to spend time to research to find out the truth. And that I thank the Father for the Holy Spirit, the set-apart spirit that has led me. So number one is to get out of these churches and stop this Christian junk and garbage and become what the scriptures tell you to be, which is a Jew or an Israelite. Now, many of you ask questions about silver. What should you be doing as far as buying silver, and how should you buy it? And that all depends on what you're going to pay for it, what kind of payment you're going to do. If you're going to use cash, meaning a postal money order, something like that, you may want to go through Amex. I can't refer you to eBay or some of these private people because I don't know what these people are. I do know so far that all my dealings with Amex, Gainesville Coins, Northwest Territorial Mint, these reputable places, I haven't had any problem as far as purity and contact of the product that I've received. So I can't refer you to these private sellers on eBay, and I wouldn't do that. Now, if you're going to use a debit card, you can use Gainesville Coins. Gainesville Coins in Florida, because they're a whole lot faster than Amex. Northwest Territorial Mint is if you purchase from them, you can just forget about it. You wait 6 to 8 weeks before you even get anything. 6 to 8 weeks now. But you get close to spot price, and I guess that's one of the drawbacks. Amex probably in between the response time of Gainesville Coins and Northwest Territorial Mint. And there are other places out there. I'm just giving you a few sources that I've purchased from myself. And Amex is really slow. You put an order in, and it tells you 5 business days if you use a money order, a cashier's check, or something like that. And really, you can usually look at getting your order in about anywhere between 10 and 15 days after you mail it. Now, Gainesville Coins is probably about the fastest service I've received, bar none. If you're going to use a debit card. Now, I would suggest using a debit card and just go ahead and paying for the shipping, because it's a whole lot better now considering the gas prices. So that's where I would start. Now, many of you are asking, what I do. I'm getting a little bit of money back from income taxes. What should I do? Number one, you need to get out of the city. That's one thing you need to do. If you got a car that gets pretty decent gas mileage, you need to move on as far as you can from the outskirts of the city. And you need to buy a small piece of land. You need to start getting out of this material junk and trying to live this live American so-called dream, which is nothing but a debt-based society. And you need to get simple as possible. Try to find you an old trailer. At least if you got running water in it, you're doing well. Find you an old trailer and learn how to live simple, because the times that we are faced, they're staring us right here in the face right now, they're going to be here for quite some time. You see, I can give you all this direction because for the last 14 years, that's what I've been doing, preparing for these times. And I live around the people who are in one mind and one accord with me, and we've been preparing for these times. And a lot of you are just going to suffer. You're just going to flat out suffer because you won't listen to anything, and you just will not listen. You won't move. You make excuses for everything, and you just will not move. So you're going to suffer. So many of you might as well just get it into your mind you're going to suffer because you refuse to change. Now, I hate to talk like that, but it's just the truth. You've been obligated to a system that has you to trust it rather than God, and you depend on that system for your living. You need to get out of debt. You don't need to be in debt to anybody, because a borrower is a servant to the lender. That's just scriptural truth. That's just the truth. I mean, as long as you owe somebody something, you're obligated. Now, you think about this. Suppose you didn't owe nobody nothing but just the basic living expenses. Or let's say if you had rent or lights, or let's just say if you've done like I've done and a few other the brethren around here at the assemblies and some of the people in our assemblies, we've actually lived simple. We either built our own homes. We don't owe no mortgage. We got people that live off this land, off this community right here, that has built their own home, and they owe no mortgage. Very nice homes too, very nice modern day homes, and they owe nothing to nobody. And I mean, think about this. Can you imagine living debt free to where all you do is you pay for your food and you pay for the light bill, and then if you've got living expenses if you got expenses as far as gas or something like that, you have money. So I mean, just start thinking simple. Suppose you had an income and you're making $1,000 a month. Let's just go that route, well below poverty, $1,000 a month. How could you live making $1,000 a month only paying lights and telephone and just gas? I mean, would you not be able to save a lot more money? You see, many of us has bit the apple of Satan. We have bit the fruit of lies. We have accepted what they have told us in this country, and the debt is killing you. I mentioned it over and over again. It's austerity measures for the people, but it's bailouts, defaults, and bankruptcies for Wall Street and all the other corporations. Your government is not interested in you. The only reason why they're suppressing the information of what's really truly going on and the dire consequences that we'll face in this demoralized society is because they don't want civil unrest to take place like it's taking over in Europe, like what's going on in Europe. And that's the reason why that they don't tell you the truth, because the last thing they want is they want a bunch of peasants uprising. That's the problem. So people are forced to be, to stack up with each other, and that's just all there is to it. So my suggestion is that rather than paying rent to live in the city, get out where it's a little bit cheaper, and that way you can buy more food. Now, I suggest that you buy, if you can find it somewhere, like 50-pound bags, no less than 4 bags of rice and 4 bags of pinto beans. And I'm talking about 50 pounds each, so we're talking about 200 pounds. At least that will get you through at least for maybe 3 to 4 months eating 1 meal a day. It depends on how many people that you have. But we're faced with some hard times. The reason why that I give people direction to buy silver is so you can preserve your purchasing power. Because this dollar, I got these things sitting here in front of me, these dollars right here. They're not worth nothing that they're printed on. This is just flat out trash. And you people got to get it through your thick heads that this is trash. That every single month that go by, this $100 bill right here, this is a $100 bill. This $100 bill is soon to be worth this. This $100 bill right now, according to their statistics, $100 will only allow you to buy $60 worth of goods and services. And if the gas prices keep going up, by this summer, you may have some fiat currency here that has this particular denomination on it. But by this summer, you're only going to be able to buy this amount of goods and services. So it makes no difference if you have 10 of these. What's use having 10 of these when you can only purchase half of what it's worth? Purchasing power. And so, this year is going to be the year where this economy really gets crippled. Millions are going to lose their jobs. People are going to suffer. So you better start to learn how to get beans and rice, learn how to live simple. You should be learning how to take care of your health. You need to store paper goods, things that you use all the time. Because the prices of paper goods, toilet paper, cooking oil, and all this is just going to go through the roof this year. Think for a moment. You see, I'm a pastor, and what I tell you, I preach to our congregation. Now, you have to understand, I don't have to preach this to this level of understanding to our congregation because we have been living like this and preparing like this for years. I'm only here giving direction to those of you who are Israelites, who have the ears to hear. I'm not interested in a bunch of ignorant people fighting and arguing over doctrine. The majority of things you think you believe, you don't even know for yourself because somebody told you something, you believe it. You've accepted everything, what everybody has taught you. I don't care if they're your mama, your daddy, you just accepted as truth. You never even proved all things. And if you don't prove all things, you wouldn't know how to hold fast to that which is good. But I've been telling people to buy this silver and stuff like that because, I got a coin. Now, one of these is probably not it, but I have a coin like this. Is probably like a 1998. At that time, I paid probably $5 for this coin, maybe $4, $5, something like that. Now the same coin today is worth $30. $30. Can you imagine that? $30-something. And it's continued to keep going up in value, and it's going to continue to keep going up. You see, empires fall. They're going to fall. And this is God's money. This is the Most High Yah's money, and it has always been money for over 5,000 years. It's been the medium of exchange of goods and service, silver and gold coin. Coin. Not currency. Currency is not money. And what's happening is history is repeating itself again. I've told you over and over again, if you don't know history, you're destined to repeat the same mistakes of the past. And many of you people don't like reading. You don't mind going making money, but you ain't going to read. You're not going to prepare yourself for this upcoming pending judgment. You're not going to spend the time to prepare you and your house for what's taking place. Because the days of making money is over with. Many of you have got your credit cards and everything maxed out and stuff. But I tell you what I would do if I was in your situation. It's a system of fraud and deceit anyway. I would declare bankruptcy. That's what I would do. Let them have it all. Give it all back. You can't get blood out of a turnip, and I would start afresh and new. So if you're going to get some type of income tax, the first thing I would do is be looking for me a simple place to live. And then I will buy food. And then if I have anything left over continuing and stuff, then I would try to invest in this. See, it's getting a little bit too late for y'all to invest in this nowadays. Here at Straightway, we constantly have metals coming in. When I tell you to have at least 1 ounce of metal coming in every few weeks or something like that, I tell you that's because that's what we do. That's what we do because, gold is $1,300, $1,400 an ounce, man. That is the majority of us Americans can't afford that kind of money. We can barely even afford to give $30 up, but you know what? You better change your mind. You better learn how to do something. So I'm going to be in Greenville, South Carolina this weekend. What is that, Carol? The 22nd? The 22nd of January. I'm getting ready. My wife and I are preparing to leave out here. And if you can come to this meeting, it would behoove you. Hopefully that we're going to have a few people there that are with us in one mind. Maybe I can get a few of them to actually speak to us too and to see what's really truly going on. We're going to be there all day. We it's the Sabbath, so we like making a nice time of fellowship and rest for the people of the Most High. Get out of the city, get out of debt, start storing up food. Mostly beans and rice if you can. Just start with beans and rice. You need to store canned goods, but beans and rice or something like that. The economy, the back is getting ready to be broken. We've got apocalyptic conditions on the earth right now. 7.4 earthquake in Pakistan, flooding in Australia and Germany. They're talking about an arc storm is getting ready to take place where half of California is going to be under 10 feet of water. It's coming soon. So a lot of what the prophets have said that have gone on, that come from other countries. There's a prophet by the name of Dimitri Duduman that came from Romania to prophesy about the upcoming destruction of the United States of America. Now I'm going to tell you flat out, where I get all of my understanding and where I get all of my wisdom and instruction for the signs of the times of what's going on and how we living in, is I get it from the Bible. I get it straight out from the Holy Scriptures. I do a lot of research and a lot of study. Bare minimum, I spend 4 to 6 hours every single day, early in the morning and late at night, and sometime through the midday when I can have an opportunity when I'm not working. I spend a lot of time researching history, the history of the Israelites, our people. So I hope that even though I was long and outdrawn here, that I was able to help many of you and be able to answer your questions. You really need to start thinking about living simple. You've got to reset your mind. You really truly do. You need to come out of this system. You need to come out of her, meaning these Christian churches. You need to come out of Christianity. You need to come out of Islam. You need to come out of Catholicism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and get into exactly what the scripture says. You need to be an Israelite. Be a Hebrew Israelite, a Jew. A Jew. That's what I am, a Jew. And that's according to the scriptures. Of course, I'm not going to sit up here and fight a bunch of people over theology or whatever. You can believe what you want to believe. But I do know one thing. Your pastors are liars. They're not telling you. They're not preparing you. That's the reason why you're contacting me. And that's another reason why you need to get out of these churches. You need to stop paying tithes to these places that are not feeding you. You're putting your money in a bag with holes. That's what you need to do. I have people that send me offerings all the time, and I put it right back into the kingdom. Right back in the kingdom. I mean, I got food, and I have raiment. I don't have need of anything. I don't have need of anything. I mean, I bless the Most High being able to listen to the set-apart Spirit who has prepared me for this particular time. I thank the Father that I have a home that is paid for, that I don't have a car note, that we don't have extraordinary astronomical amounts of debt, that we have, saved our own money and have stored up food. Remember I told you I went out a few weeks ago and bought 300 pounds of rice? I sure did. I went and did it. I still don't think I have enough. I probably have about 2,000 pounds. I still think I don't have enough. So we're going to keep on going. So I hope that some way, somehow, this little long outdrawn talk has been able to help some of you. Again, get out of the churches because they ain't helping you. Start keeping the commandments of the Most High. If you're going to church, or if you have some need that you need church on Sabbaths, have your devotion, your morning devotion worship service with the Most High, and then get on this computer and cut on YouTube, and then get fed by truth that is coming from the ministry here at Straightway. I've got all kind of messages that you can listen to on the Sabbath day, and that's the truth that can feed your soul. And if the Most High leads you, you can give to this ministry. If not, I don't know. You do whatever you want to do. But I hope that it's been able to help. And that's the direction that I have at this time. I'm just doing this on spur of the moment. Like I said, my wife and I, we're getting ready to make moves and get out of here right now. We got a little ways to drive. We got about a 6-hour drive ahead of us. And we're not doing this for us. We're doing this for you people out there. Because your pastors are not doing it. Like I said again, they are liars. And that's the truth.